कैसा है बिडू?
Top notch, bro.
So many people over here, man, they're already missing you because, obviously we are in that stage right now where we are restricted from a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I read a few comments before you came in, and some of them are telling that you are an inspiration for them. There's no doubt about it. Trust me. Actually, let me tell you something before we go on to all the nonsense. You are an inspiration even to me because when I watch you in the console, like let me tell you, like imagine if I'm making a drink like this, and I just end up looking at you in the console, I've forgotten I'm pouring my drink, and it's like something about you in the console is like a movie, like some deadly movie is going on, and we're all glued to you. No doubt that the music. There's no doubt on the music at all. But the body language, man, in the console, Anki, what the hell? Where, like, how do you get it?
I don't know, man. I think when you do something with your soul, it just comes out in anything you do. For a race driver, the way he drives his car. For a chef, how he cooks his food, the way he stares at the vegetables. Like for a singer, how he sings it with his eyes closed. And so when we do anything with passion, I think it just takes over your body and your soul. And I mean, this is the only thing that I've done properly all my life. I've fucked up everything else. Right?
I agree to that. I never thought in my life, in my late teens, when I started clubbing, and we all wanted to become DJs one time in our lives, right? We never thought that this job would be something that we would be doing for the rest of our lives.
No chance.
No
way. No.
We didn't know what DJ.
Absolutely
so
not.
Sorry.
No, it's a wonderful gift, man. Like unexpected in this part of the world to get this. For things to happen, and to when you put your hard work, it gives you you get return gifts, you get people's love. All of this was very unheard of back in the day. It was only a very rock starish kind of thing which used to happen outside India, Europe, Americas, and all of that. It was not a thing 15 years ago that, you could just probably have a lifestyle, or you could just live your daily life by just doing this. It's completely, but that's what the new era does, like it came when the new generation and people keep, evolving, the internet, all of that. It just adds up, it brings us to that one stage where things are possible. But of course, a lot has to be done for it to be possible.
100%. I mean, I have known you now for how long, Anki? I've known you for a little over 20 years.
Yeah, man. I think 2003-04 is when the first. Probably no. Yeah, 2003. I still remember. The first time I came to Bangalore for a day with my friends. I used to live in Nepal then. And we went for a couple of days to Bangalore for just a weekend with my friends from Nepal. And we were taken to Oblivion, if I'm not wrong.
Oblivion, yes. It was right.
It was around 2 or 3 in the night. I remember when we reached that place after going to all the other places, and eventually we reached the spot, and the shutters were down or the gate was closed of the club. I still remember 2, 3 in the night, and we go inside. It was you, Jimmy, Nasha. We were belting out some fucking intense underground music, and I still remember that's where my first introduction happened with Mr. Clement D'Souza.
I remember.
And you straight away walked up to us and you're like, "Arey, you're from Nepal? Arey, aja na, ye wo." Full fucking icebreaker, dude. ASAP, we became friends. Like in 5 minutes, we shared a drink and we were in the console. And I don't know. I mean, it was just instant, dude. Some synergies are meant like that,
Yeah. And I think it definitely makes a lot of difference. If your personality is such, like you are that approachable, and you have that vibe in you, because I mean, forget about let's talk about the industry right now. When you go back and tell me the first time you met, you remember how we met, and it made a difference because the way we met, we shared a great vibe, and it was like on the spot. So
Yeah.
either things can happen. Either you can be like that and be remembered and you can get along, or you can be a jerk and you will still be remembered because you don't want
Yeah.
to be friends with that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think over a period, and this is something I want to discuss today, because a lot of them over here, when they say you're an inspiration to me and stuff like that, there is only a certain picture of you that they see.
Yeah.
They see that, which I love.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I think as an artist, everybody, an artist aura should be like that. Like, man, like everything about the artist should be like, wow.
Yeah.
But what goes behind it? Like, is there consciously you think that you need to be like this, or you're a different person when you're off stage? When you go back into your zone. What are the personalities of, like, I know Anki, I've spent time. We'll talk about some time we have spent together in some time, but right now, like, I'm a slightly different person when I'm on stage. I'm actually more funnier and I'm more
Yeah. You're
whatever you
ruthless.
say. Yeah. Off
You were
stage.
ruthless. Not ruthless no more.
I'm all right now, man. But Anki, before we go on to
Yeah.
we go on to such topics, a lot of common friends are here who want to say hi to you, man. Aman is here. Gail, I don't
Hey.
know, but like she's friends with all of us.
Hello, everyone.
If you want to say hi to them, just in
Everybody,
case you want to say
thank you. I'm just looking at Clement's face, so I'm not really seeing the messages, but I will obviously see all of them and reply to almost. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody.
hi. Where's the chai? मैं तो coffee पी रहा हूँ. What are you?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, yeah. So yeah, we are who we are, and in time, we turn out to be different people at times. Personalities can change, all
Yeah.
of that. So I want to know. I mean, how do you do this? Like, is there conscious effort? Like, maybe this can be more than inspiration today for a lot of them who possibly want to be an Anki Tricks or.
See, I mean, to begin with, this is one sort of a trade where you have to walk the path alone. If for every beginner, every starter who only like a very few percentage in the world come up with sugar daddies on their back, but most of the people in this form of art, they're all driven by their own power, their own compassion, and their own will to achieve something. So it is not very easy, to achieve what we are set to achieve, our goals and stuff like that. What happens is, I mean, of course, now I can say this. I mean, 15 years back, if you asked me this question, I would say something completely different.
100%.
Right now, I know that the most important part that kind of fires this journey is there are 2-3 things. One is patience. The second one is faith. And the number 3 is gratitude. These
I
three
think
things.
I think people should write this down and frame these 3 things and put it up over there, because trust me, there's so much that goes back and forth in people's lives that they kind of slip out of these zones.
Yeah, because materialistic things, man. The world today is so materialistic. Everything is screen, show. You're different. You're putting up pictures. You're talking a different language. Who you're not. You're trying to be cool. All of us are like that. We try and portray an image.
I mean, we
Which
get attention,
people
no?
might accept it and might find it cooler. That's not being you. But what in the long run you feel that works are these 3 things. Patience is a very, very difficult and a big ass word, which I'm not talking patience for a few months or a couple of years. I'm here talking about a decade. If you can be patient for a decade, yet having the faith upon yourself that I have the talent, I am that focused, and I want to achieve this. It is very easily said, but over every day when you're alone and when you're sitting and you're thinking to yourself every morning, you're wondering, kya ho raha hai mere saath? Why am I this? I'm failing. Why am I not there? Why am I not this lineup? I want to play this festival, blah, blah. Why not? But the whole point is, if you really, really think that this is who you are, this is 100% you, not 90%, not 95%. You want to play music, you want to be an artist. If you're 100% in it, there is nothing in the world that stops you from achieving it. Only thing is, it's how life has a plan for you, you know. You can get it in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever. So patience over there plays a very important role. It's a throughout process. I mean, it's applicable to your daily lives also. You have to be patient with your friends, people you love, people you hate, people, you know, like your people who are your support system, all of them. Patience is a very, very important thing, which kind of helps you grow in a very strong manner, in a way. Faith is something that I've always believed in because you and me, we both kind of walked alone most of our lives. You know, we took off when we were very young without knowing what's the next week gonna be like, whether I'll have anything to survive or not. You know, the days like that. How many times have we gotten fired and had no jobs on our heads, you know, because we just wanted to stick to our grounds. And, you know, at that very moment, so many times it's happened in my life where I sat and I wondered, fuck, it's all done. It's over for me. I might have to fucking get a job, maybe, you know, call this friend of mine or take a loan or, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
So many instances in life where we felt that, ho gaya bas ab, you know, this is done. That's your inner voice telling you, boss, it's done, you know, it's done. But then your heart comes into the fucking picture, your soul comes in, and then you use that thing. It's like, one more day, one more day, one more day, you know, and
let me
that one
try
more
one more
day,
time. Push it. Yeah.
you know, that one more day adds up, and then suddenly you see yourself passing those phases, and then you come across opportunities which give you another, whatever, starter or a new door opens. You know, a new door will always open. It's just about believing that, you know, it'll open somewhere. Some guide will walk into your life. A guide can be in a form of a human being or a situation or a opportunity. So these, I mean, coming from all these struggling, completely no future teenage days, you know, we've really kind of understood that faith had such a big role, you know, to play when we were like kind of believing that chal yaar, jo bhi hota hai, we'll figure it out. You know, I'm not gonna just give it up. This is what I do. The next time you got into the console, you played music, you felt great. You said, fuck it, I can do this. So after I mean, I know hundreds and thousands of times when you fell and you were just cornered out and all of that, there was that little bleak in your heart which said that continue, boss. You know,
Don't stop.
it's gonna happen. See, keep imagining in your head those dreams where you're playing to a crowd of 1,000 people. Back in the day, we would play a fucking underground track, dance floor empty. Owner comes, you know, tells you to play the PK won't tere or else you're fired, boss.
How many DJs? How many DJs have got fired overnight because of this?
Yeah, yeah,
How many?
bro. My
Yeah.
Nepal owner, bro. He walked up to me. I played. What was I? You know, I was a resident DJ back in Nepal, where I used to invite you to come and play music at Galaxy.
We have a long chat to do today on that Galaxy, the nightclub. I've
You
come
know,
twice.
so this was the club where I would play music from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, every fucking single night. You know, and no holds barred, all genres, whatever the crowd loved, you had to play that. And I had a really crazy owner at that time, whose friends, you know how the owner's friends behave when your friend owns a
They are the bigger
nightclub.
owners. They are the bigger
Yeah,
owners.
they are the real fucking shit. Dude, I play a track by Mary J. Blige. I forgot the name. A hip hop track 9 times in a night. Okay. And the 10th time his owner's friend comes and says, play that track. I said, boss, I'm done.
Ha,
I'm not playing this anymore.
ha,
He goes back. I don't know what happens. The owner walks up to me and he says, you're fired.
ha,
I was like, fucking, my knees started shaking, dude. I was like,
ha.
shit. I was just what, 19, 20 or 21 or some shit like that. I don't know.
Was it family
And
affair?
family affair. Exactly, family affair.
तो भाई भाई उधर वो फैमिली अफेयर चालू था और आपने मना कर दिया उनसे उनको यार. हाँ.
Dude, family, ये तो जबरदस्ती का family affair है यार. You know? So I said, okay, I just packed my shit and I went back home and I was just sitting, staring at the walls. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I not just play the track? You know, what the fuck did I do? Should I call him up and apologize? Should I fall on his feet? Should I just beg? Because, you know, the job was great. I had a house they had given me and all of that. So where am I going to stay? What am I going to eat? All of those questions. And a week passed by where I just didn't meet anyone, but I kept talking to the other people in the hotel. Hey man, what's the owner saying about me? Is he trying to take me back in or stuff like that? Nothing happened. They were adamant that he's out, you know, and it took me 7 days for the feeling fully, yeah. It took me about 7-8 days to realize that it's gone now. I have nothing left. I have nowhere to go. And what am I going to do now? But believe me, that was the changing point of my career. A few, you know, flags. That was the first flag where, because I was playing at this club, I had an exclusive deal. I could never play outside that club in Kathmandu. All right. And, because I lost the job after 10 days, when the city got to know that I'm out of that place, I had offers from every single club that was there in Kathmandu asking me to do
Join us.
one night, not join us, just play once. And that's where the freelancing thing began for me. That's where I brought in the concept of promoter. I did my own night, took 100% gate, 50% from the bar, and I told them I don't want fees. So they were like, great, we don't have to pay fees, take whatever you want. So I packed a 1,500 people place the very next week in another club in Kathmandu, and that that's where it began. It took off from there. And never looked back. And today this owner of mine is a friend of mine and he's like constantly wondering what the fuck happened, dude.
ध्यान
Oh
से
my God.
देखिए आदमी को. This is the guy who started the gate concept and what percentage at the bar. ध्यान से
Yeah.
देखिए.
Yeah, it was unheard of and the club people didn't know anything like this could exist. Dude, it's a lot of money when you give your 100% gate and 50% from the bar. It's 10 times more than the fee at that time.
Yeah.
So we rocked it. It took off. And then that's where I believed once again on myself that fuck, I had faith, you know, and I was patient and it works. Similarly, after a few years, I moved to India and this and that. Again, situations happen like that. I got over it. Again, I got back to the thing. Shit, patience, faith. So this faith has become a very strong thing in my life. I believe I have energies around me. It's going a little bit more deeper into conversation now. People say there are energies around you. There are angels around you. These angels are people who could be your grandmother, your grandfather, who are no more in this life. But certain people who, sorry, there's a truck passing by. The certain people who were really fond of you, but they're no more in this world. They come back into your life in form of these energies.
I believe in this.
This is the power, bro. This is everyone praises the gods, the temples, the churches and all of that. But ultimately it's that one superpower that exists. And this is a form of that power that it's your people who, like for example, my Nani was somebody who really, really, really loved me. But she could never express it because my Nana hated me. All right. He was like the Hitler.
You were like the Nana.
Nana, bro. I mean, I ran away from home, all of that because of this dude. But at the same time, I felt it that my Nani always felt bad the way I was being treated and all of that. And I have a feeling that she's probably come back into my life in form of these little energies around me, and she guides me. She shows me things, and you know, in forms of numbers and signboards and all of that. And it's crazy, dude, how these little powers kind of work. And you have to understand it. Of course, it takes 2 decades to understand. Now I do. I can really, really read things before it happens in some situations.
It takes a lot of sober time also.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but you know, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. You know what, Anki? I didn't plan I've been doing these lives and stuff like that. I really, last year when the lockdown happened and I had to do these things to engage things on, music school's profile and from my profile, whatever it is, I was really putting a lot of thought as to what to ask them here with a lot of conscious levels. You guys, I mean, we've been around for a while. We are friends. We know so much about each other that, I haven't been putting much effort as to, I'm not come prepared. What I have to talk to you, I haven't come prepared.
Yeah, we don't need to be prepared.
Yeah, I have my academy, my faculties who put in effort on all of these things. They have sent me a few questions, which I'll definitely ask you. But in general, the flow of the conversation sometimes just leads to something unimaginable and immense. I think I want to tell your fans and your audiences over here that repeatedly come for your gigs is because they see the final product. They see the final product over there on stage. Off stage also, I know one thing, I run away now, but you love hanging out with people. You're always there, giving them abundance love, hanging out, chilling with them and all of that stuff. So guys, it's not that easy, there's so much that a person has gone through and they have molded and converted themselves to be this person, and it's easy today for people to be just judging about certain things, but sometimes it's hard upon sometimes, but I'm really proud of the way you are as a person, no doubt about it.
Thank you, my darling. Let me tell you, I'm proud of you too, bro. As you said in the beginning of this chat that I'm an inspiration, you have no idea silently how you've inspired so many people. I mean, I've known how you've started, and 25, I don't know how many years you've been doing this, bro, and fucking, it's not a joke, man, to go on for that long, build aside, and, you've got this beautiful school, you've got your things sorted in life, your house, your blah, blah, blah. And I've seen, and I know how difficult it was for you while growing up and what sort of a childhood, struggle, full of struggles and all of that. And today you're sitting here smiling despite of all the things in the world, COVID and all that. It's mega, mega, mega inspiring, bro. I mean, your students in your school are really, really, I think, privileged, and they're very lucky that they have you as leading, the whole thing, because music and technical, all of that is just 20% of this entire trade, man. 80% is what the person and the soul inside you is. That's what makes an artist. I mean, mixing two tracks is bullshit. I don't give it any marks at all. It's what makes you an artist is your soul, is your mind, is your heart, is how are your qualities. All of that is what, and in that department, my friend, you really, really being consistent. You've never changed. You've never flipped. ऐसा होता है कोई change होके वापस हो जाता है, ऐसा हो जाता है, वैसा हो जाता है. Nothing, bro. It's just a straight fucking line, and that is just incredible to, it's not easy. It's not easy to stay in just one consistent line when shit falls on your head, So you're all very, very big inspiration, bro. You should know this. You really should be very proud of yourself.
I swear, you know what, बच्चे को रुलाएगा क्या यार? I swear, I mean, I totally, I know what you mean, Anki, and I think, the best part about also this profession is that while we step out of that door, we leave all the struggle and the pain behind, because what's the point? I mean, what's the point? I don't want to sit with 5 people and talk sadness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that cultivates into more sadness.
Yeah.
I want to meet people, and I want to. You know how I am. I'm always making a joke out of anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm freaking out and panicking or whatever it is. But usually, even when I hang out with you after gigs on stage and all of those times, the opportunities, most of the time on weekends, we are busy. But there are festivals and there are events and there are nightclubs that sometimes we are in the same city. I get an opportunity to come and attend your gigs. It's the same where it last stopped. It's the same. It's nothing to build up or anything. The whole relationship just tough. It just starts from where it was last left. So I think that's more important that, I know you. I'm going to tell people a little bit, although this is about you talking, but I have to tell some people about, because I don't think people are aware about you maybe few people are, but over 10 years back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
most of the time when you were in Kathmandu and stuff like that, few people in India knew about you,
Yeah.
and Nepal knew about you. And then once you moved back to India, and I felt it was a big move because you were ruling Nepal, man.
Yeah.
You were ruling Nepal, and you have got me there for so many gigs, and there's so many incidents that we have to talk about from the Kathmandu experiences. We can write a book about it, you know. But
Totally.
it's amazing, like whatever you're pointing out today, whatever you're saying. I don't like. You never know how you influence someone. It could be in a good way or a bad way, you know.
Yeah.
And it matters, like, man, you want to influence someone in a good way, you know, not in a
Yeah.
bad way.
Of
So,
course.
well, we'll deviate a little bit from here.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys online have any questions, drop in over here. We'll try and see if Anki can answer those. How do you maintain your consistency, dude? Like, I'm not even kidding. I play multi-genres, okay? So maybe that's why sometimes I'm drained out or something. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to give an excuse for it. How do you maintain your consistency? Whichever gig that I've come to, right? I feel like the same movie from the last gig continued. Like, you are still back there fully bajawing, enjoying, jumping, laughing. And what is the story behind it? Like, what is it? Like, how do you maintain this consistency?
I think my consistency is more proportionate to the growing uh, strength of people who like my music and how I play and stuff like that. Because what drives me before going to those gigs is I see faces, you know, in the club. Like if I'm playing in Bangalore, I will see I will see Arjun's face, I will see Nikhil's face, I will see Axie's face, I will see all these friends of mine's their faces, you know, and how exciting they get, how
You
excited they get,
you
you know,
imagine
when
or you see
yeah, I
them in
imagine before. I imagine before. I imagine in my head that, you know, shit, I'm here now. Oh,
not my
he's going to
face.
be coming in. And I know how they will meet me when I open the door. I have seen that face before.
मेरा
You know,
मेरा
that
face नहीं.
तेरा face देखता हूँ सब जगह ना. I don't, for you, you know, I somehow never see you from Bangalore because I've
Yeah,
seen you more from Bombay, you know,
yeah.
that house where you used to stay. So for me, I've spent most of my time hanging with you in Bombay, not much in Bangalore. So in my
I know.
peripheral vision, I've always seen you from Bombay, you know, because that's the most amount of time when we were meeting and we were chilling and all of that. So Bangalore, I don't, and usually you're also traveling and working and all of that. So we never in that sense. But I'm talking purely in people who are on the
Barbados bullies online, just like a quick hello.
Bully,
Bully.
Barbados. You
Yeah.
want to play
Sorry. So
cricket
go
or
on.
what?
Sorry.
Huh.
Uh,
So
Consistency.
I get these faces in front of my eyes, and then that kind of, you know, triggers a lot of excitement inside my heart. You know, so I am always there in the console with a lot of excitement inside my heart. You know, every gig, except maybe a couple of them here and there where I know from before that, okay, the vibe is not great and all that, but 99.9%, any city, any state, any club, any dance floor, I always walk into the console with a lot of excitement. Few reasons. One is the friends that I love, they're going to be there in front of me. I'm meeting them after a month or two. And we're like, you know, we meet and we hug each other and we're like, wow, man, how you doing? And this and that, you know, express heart, dil khol ke. And, you know, like automatically you're just lifted up, you know, you're peaking already. So when you go into the console, the energy is so peaked up already that you cannot do anything substandard over there, dude. It's your soul is triggered, your heart is triggered, your mind is triggered. And that's the reason why I like to, whenever I go to play anywhere, first I like to meet the people from there. Because, I mean, obviously another reason is my friends are so my family, you know, more or less. I'm sure same for you, that over the years, because we've walked the way we've done, you know,
Yeah.
the only family we made was on the road in terms of these characters and friends, and, you know, they've become our mother, father, sister, brother, everything. So when you are going to see them after that 2 months or 1 month or whenever, there is so much jubilation, there's so much joy in your heart, and that has to kind of convert into into whatever you're doing. Even if you're cooking a meal for them, you'll end up cooking something really tasty. So it's like that. So I make sure that whenever I go to any place, any city, anywhere, I need to uh, first meet up with the fam, because they are the ones who keep this heart alive. They fire it up. I feel good. I feel nice. I feel happy. They do that, you know. It's so when I'm there on the console and I see them, they're waiting now for him to start and all of that. It's you're like, fucking hell, they are here now. Let me give them a fucking wild one. That's my thing, and that automatically shapes up your performance in the next 2 hours. You're just going full on. You're not waiting for anything. You're not looking down anything. You want to look at them. You want to fucking see all those emotions, and you want to, like, feel like that also. So that's, I think, the reason why I feel the same in most of my shows.
Over a period of you mentioned about spirits, but then now let me ask you properly. Years back when we hung out and stuff like that, I don't remember this, but over the last 7-8 years that I have been observing you, and I observe things very carefully when I like something, when I want to watch and when I want to adapt that quality possibly in me as well. I see a side to Anki, which when Anki is on stage, he's crazy. Like, he's there dancing, jumping, this, that, and there's an idea towards all these people. But while you send a message, when you post something, there's a lot of spiritual language used. I feel that.
Yeah, it's talking from the heart, man. I mean, today in this world, what are you scared of? People are anyways going to say what they have to say. People are only going to love. They're going to hate. Everyone is free to do what they want, and so are you. So, I mean, just my thing with my life has been I do everything with my heart. And, of course, you fuck it up so many times because mind tells you something else. But the heart in my life has played the most biggest role. It's just complete takeover, dude. So yeah, I mean, it is a problem. It's a curse and a boon at the same time,
But I actually admire that, because trust me, life is not that easy to handle when you're constant traveling from one city to the other, and then comes the European season. We bounce off there, and your entire clock changes. It all looks fun to everybody out there. It all, of course it is fun. I mean, I don't want to be complaining about it. It's amazing that we travel so much here or stuff. But to maintain that sanity also is...
Yeah. And the sanity, bro, it's all, the factor of competitiveness, it sometimes can drive you up the wall. It's easier to reach on a top position, but it's very difficult to stay there. And to staying there is where the real game is. And because our passion has more or less taken a form of an industry, we cannot help but think a little bit. And unfortunately, today, music comes with a lot of responsibilities. It's a simplest thing, like your social media, your making posts, and my gurus, people who really taught me. One of them is Aryan, 16-bit Lolitas, who actually was my guru in production. 8-9 years ago was the first time I sat with him in the studio, and he taught me on another level. It's he's the biggest nerd that I know. For him, there is nothing beyond music. There is no, he doesn't want fame. He doesn't want materialistic pleasures, girlfriends, wives, cars, holidays, nothing, bro.
He lives in a boat house, no?
He lives in his house, but his studio is in a boat. It's a two-story boat. And there are about 6-7 rooms where all are different studios. He's got an engineering room where he's building synths. It's all wires everywhere and stuff like that. So come back to your question again. I got a little drifted here. What was your question?
sanity.
What sanity? Sorry.
In spite of
No, I
insanity.
got lost in the boat here. Aryan.
Yeah. I shouldn't have cut you off. I was not trying to cut you off though. I
Uh-huh.
was saying that with all this hectic travel and
Yeah.
the kind of life that we sometimes have, and it's amazing and wonderful, like but our bodies are kind of not like sometimes we are
Yeah, sorry, I also drifted
apart.
off. Yeah, we're not. But well, the thing is, I don't think the gigs and the physical aspect of things really take a toll. It's more on your mind. Now I'm going back to what I was saying that uh, it's more the whole competitive aspect and all of that has put so much pressure in our mind. Like they say, it's all in the mind, and it's actually true. A mind can tire your body. You can wake up after an 8 hour sleep, but if you wake up with a jolt and some bad news or something, you suddenly start feeling all weary and tired and not up for it and all of that. So it's all kind of in the mind, and so the traveling and all of that is it. I don't think it really does that much damage than what goes on in your mind. Like constant chase, that constant digging and constant questioning your everything that you do and all of that's what it takes कि मैं क्या सही कर रहा हूँ क्या गलत कर रहा हूँ मैं ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं वैसा क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूँ that is what I think fucks you up and fucks your body more than anything else more than the traveling and all that the day when you're like super happy and all of that you don't feel a thing, man. You can run around, you can swim, you can go for you can climb a mountain, you can trek and all that, but you have to be really happy. You see how easily you do that than a regular day. So there are things like this where I think it's all, it's a very important thing for a healthy mind to kind of lead a lifestyle like this, which has no time zone, which has no schedule or, like it's pretty warped in that ways, in a lot of ways.
So, I mean, we meet a lot of youngsters right now who are in the scene, hectic, all of that stuff. Would there be one advice? I wouldn't say tip. I would say advice. From your end, because I would consider that you have been there, done that, still doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, I admire your everything, consistency, sanity, everything. So, not dragging it too long, but like one piece of advice to those youngsters over there that right now want to get into the scene and
I'm
mind
going to give you a
confused.
very, very practical advice. I'm not going to tell you what the books tell you. Because of the way our scene is in this country, and there is a lot of pseudo scenes also popping up, a lot of people are jumping into it for the wrong reasons, for an overnight blast of fame, overnight get girls, overnight become famous. For the ones who are actually in it, the youngsters who joined this, who begged their parents to give them that money so that they can join a school, a music school or something, and to get an education, and they feel strongly that they can really rock it down, and they're actually talented, they're actually digging into Abletons and Logics, and they are actually making beats and all of that. The real ones, for them, they need to keep one thing really, really tight and work on it every day, is to really respect and earn a lot of love from the people around you. You have to really respect those hardcore fans. You have to give them as much love as they give back to you, because they are the only ones who will last till the very end. Everything else will go high, come down, you'll become a star, and then you'll become old, and you can do this and that. But over the years, there will be some people who will really have like immense love for you. Whatever you do, they're like blindfolded love for you, Those are the people you need to find out in your circle. It could be your friends, it could be your brother's friend, it could be someone from that city, it could be this one, that one who's just sent you a message saying, hey man, I love your music. You need to find out more about these people, like who are these people who said, I love your music? Because he doesn't even know me. And then in this world of trillions and trillions of people, this one guy has sent me a message that I love your music. There is something in it. There is a reason why this happened, and you need to know who are these people, and you need to make them feel so special that they become a part of your body. You become a part of your tours, your DJing cannot be completed without them being around. Your sets cannot be done without them being around. So it has to come to that, because you need people who will take you from one stage to another. Every 5-6 years, you will come across something big in your life. Doors will close, doors will open. It's these people, bro, who make it easier on the heart and the mind. Their love and their support when you talk to them and this and that. They comfort you, they calm you down, and they give you that belief that, ये है हमारे लिए, मतलब कि कुछ good है हमारे अंदर, That's why they're appreciating. And that's what you need today. For them to long-lasting thing. If you keep making people, meeting people, okay, aaj good times, after parties, this and that, 6 months down the line, you don't even know who they are. Just imagine how it sounds. There is no connection being made. There is no seriousness to anything. For me, I know this, that I need my real close, comforting people everywhere I go, because tomorrow, eventually, everything is gonna, whatever comes up has to go down, right? So whenever that happens, you need your brothers and sisters and lovers and all of that around you, so that you don't feel a thing has changed. You still feel like a king, you still feel loved, but this takes a long time work. It's a 10 to 20 years work. And you need to make sure you don't take these people for granted. कि ये तो है, रहेगा हमारे साथ, चल, कोई बात नहीं. नहीं boss. साथ में चलना है तो you have to साथ में रखना पड़ेगा. You have to take care of them. You have to attend to their problems. You have to continuously bolster their, dreams and achievements and all of that. That is one big thing that an artist requires in our practical scene. If we were in Europe, I would have said blah, 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 because systems are set over there. But we are an emotional country. The scene is emotional. Our people who follow us are emotional. It's not that I've released like hundreds of tracks and they've all done wonders and I've played sets. I'm sure thousands of people can play music like me also. But this are the points which, like probably helps me a little bit more. It puts me in a different edge in the scene, because I've always paid attention and I've constantly given a thought that these are the people, my support system, my friends, or even if they're not friends, they're acquaintances, but they've been always there. You need to be the same for them. If they call, you need to respond. Don't have to do it for hundreds and thousands of people. Pick up your best 10, 15 people, 20 people, and invest with them. Invest in your time, in your emotions with them. And that's I think what we really need, and what the young kids need at this time, which no one tells them to do.
Actually, nobody tells them also, because I also feel that what are we doing? We are all the time hosting gigs in clubs, pubs, bars, festivals, and we are all the time in an atmosphere where we are hectic. There's music going on, there's dancing and all of that stuff. I think that this session today with you, for me, like I said, I didn't prepare anything, but the kind of words that are coming out of your mouth, Anki, I've been observing some of the comments. It's like just love and love pouring, and trust me, man, I'm not a dumb guy, but every bit of advice that you have given, it matters so much. And I really feel, on a personal note, that sometimes people like you and me should host sessions like this, and possibly a few hours before the pub, before the gig or something, meet these people and talk to them, and share our side with them, so that they get to know more about actual what goes beyond it, man. Because like I said, what they come and witness, I don't know whether I should blame them, but they witness only that one side to it.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 and then that's about it. But like this,
No,
this
but
it's
it's again a thing of some called fate, or destiny, because everybody in this world has a story behind them, not just us DJs. And every single guy from that bouncer in the club also must be having a story, but nobody really knows what his story is. So yeah, it is. It is extremely like enlightening to hear stuff that, which is completely not the front, what's on the back, what's the real freaking story. And it is incredible. I don't really, of course, I do speak like this to those 15, 20 people who are close to me. We can go on chat about the world and about the energies and about the emotions and about friends and all of that. We talk for hours, for example, when we go to my Nepal boys, our chats are so different, like we talk about stuff that I've forgotten, like when I go back, we talk about that bird who's sitting there, like this bird has that house and she's come here after 2 months and blah. It's insane, man, how, everyone has a story behind which you don't really see. And it's so good. I would love to know, actually, and not just you and me, but I'm sure there are so many people who are on this chat right now, and each one of them would have such an incredible story. I think we should do this and invite people who have such stories, like to tell us that okay, you must be a graphic designer, but he did something when he was 20 and that's fucking remarkable. Tod diya bhai, So there is, we wish we could see that when we meet people, on their face. But because the materialistic world wants us to be cool, no one wants to show that side, because so it appears vulnerable, it appears little whatever, ki, chal, theek hai, whatever. It's not strong and cool and all that. But I am like, you and me, we are like this only, dude.
Yeah.
Milega will open floodgates, no problem.
Jo hai, so hai.
Yeah. And gotta be like that, dude. Gotta be like that. Don't hide. Don't hide anything. Don't hide if you're not understanding, if you're not cool, if you're not this, that. Don't hide. Be your fucking self, bro. अगर अपने काम में तेरे को विश्वास है, छोड़ दे बाकी सब tension. Fuck looking cool, getting haircuts, this, that. कुछ नहीं मतलब रखता है. Nothing will work long term. Your faith and your true, honest self. I wasn't true and honest in 2001, 2, 3. I was a fucking asshole. I was doing everything pseudo. I was just trying to be friends with rich boys and,
So I met an asshole.
Huh? But I met you with these assholes, dude. I was brought to you for this, dude. You think I would have money in that time to book a flight to come to Bangalore from Nepal and all that? Obviously not. No, so it's incredible, man. You just be yourself. It's a very, very difficult thing. We can tell this right now. Obviously, someone 22, 23-year-old is not gonna freaking get it right now.
No. He's gonna be like, Anki kya Baba ji ka bhajan baat kar raha hai yaar. Kabhi bajayega, it's like that.
Yeah, but mind you, today's 25, 20, that new generation is not like how we were. We were fucking dumb. Because we had no guides, we had no internet, we had nothing. Dude, imagine the first time we went to CD player, how much you had to beg to some friend of ours to give us to touch that CD player.
To allow, yeah.
To allow.
Exactly,
Touch it,
feel it ke liye bhi nahi de raha.
Yeah. That was the days, man. We never had no players or no shit like that. So, today there are the new gen, they have very more access and they're a little bit more aware. They're not like how we were. They are clever, they're quieter, they observe more, and they can't be just taken for a ride, just like that,
Yeah. Quick distraction because we have some friends who have turned up again. Goose says hello. Jasleen is there saying hello. Slate Music guys. Slate Music and Karan, I must tell you guys that I was tuned into your YouTube show yesterday and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Karan, you were playing a mind-blowing set, man. My sleep cycle has changed a little bit, but you kept me awake. These boys, I didn't know.
What did they do?
Huh?
What was it? I didn't see it. What was it? The YouTube thing?
Karan was playing a set on YouTube.
Okay.
And I think they organized Slate Music and the team, they organized it. And it was very simple. They had some very nice visuals going on at the back. And it was just him, not too much Asha. But the music was amazing, man. It was it was one of the most loveliest sets that I heard, actually.
Wow.
And I was just glued on because, the patience levels for us to be glued on to something for a long time has to be something very impactful.
Yeah, it has to be good. Yeah, it has to be good.
Yes.
Simple.
Yes.
Good music.
And and this guy blew my mind, man. And I really thanked Vipul for tagging me. I was like, Vipul, tu koi bakwas first me ko tag kar raha hai kya? So I went on, and then I was just sitting in the same place like for the longest time. So yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Keep it up.
Great.
Tag us as well, and like let us know also, man. Like we're sitting sometimes doing nothing. We want to watch some nice DJs play some good music as well.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Coming back to some of our old days, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Jab,
I remember Clement used to stay with me in Nepal House. And at that time, I think it was the emergency or some shit like that where it was a curfew, shoot on sight or some shit like that, right?
One second. A very good friend of yours and mine, Mehak, she's in South Africa right now. I think she's shooting
Yeah.
for Khatron Ke Khiladi, yeah?
Yeah.
She's sending some hellos from Cape Town. Mehak, bring that
Big
trophy
love.
back. Bring the trophy back. We wish you well, man, Mehak. All the best.
Go for it, girl.
Yeah. So I remember there was some unrest in Nepal.
Yeah. It was a time when the king was being ousted and there was big revolution going on against him. And we were all, it was a shoot on sight on the street. So we had to just be holed up at home.
Can you
And,
say that
just-
one more time? Shoot at sight.
Yeah.
The streets.
Yeah.
And I came there to play a gig, and then it just like overnight just collapsed.
Yeah. And Clem was with me for about a couple of months, I think. We got holed up. And all we did was eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Rather, in Clement's case, it was eat, shit, rave, repeat.
But Anki, Khatron Ke Khiladi, is it? Did I say it wrongly? I think it's Khatron Ke Khiladi. Yes, you are a Khiladi, no matter what, dude. Khatra ho ya na khatra, go for it. But I remember. Let me tell some of these guys over here who are here that my first entry into Nepal was because of Anki. Anki had visited us in Bangalore, and शायद मैंने कुछ अच्छा set wet बजाया तो Anki was like, come on, when he organized some gigs, he got me down. He got me a gig in his nightclub, and amazing place. We were playing till morning, and then we stayed a couple of days with him. He really hosted me well. And then I think the next time when I went back, there was some unrest going on, but it hadn't impacted that badly. But I think the day after the gig or something, it was like a complete lockdown. And like Anki said, it was a shoot at sight situation. And sometimes there would be something eased out. So one evening, you remember we were in Tamil.
Yeah.
And Tamil is like it's like the Lokhandwala of Kathmandu, or it could be the Brigade Road of or Indranagar of Kathmandu. However that popular street from each place. So we were just chilling there, Anki, and you remember this mob started chasing us from the front. They had all the possible metal weapons on them with fire and stuff.
Damn
We are running. And suddenly we get grabbed by Anki's friends into one block. And we were like, okay, thank God. And then we went on to the first floor. I think he was into some business which is tapes. I don't remember. But these boys are up there and very coolly playing cards and having a drink and stuff. And
bro, Nepal is like that.
I almost thought like I was
Nepal.
dead.
It's insane, man. That's one country where they will rise after everything you fucking throw at them, dude. 48 hours to 72 hours it takes, people in Nepal to rise up to anything. Floods, earthquakes, shootouts, gang wars, anything you say, famine, freaking, whatever it is, 3 days is what it takes for them. It's an incredible freaking, that's what I've learned. Like so much strength within your heart is so strong. You say it, fuck it, we'll do it. I mean, the earthquake when it came, sometimes Nepal for me is like my charging point. I'm human being. I also start flying at times. Sometimes mere dimag mein bhi chad jata hai. Some shit happens and you have to prove yourself. You end up proving yourself, and then in your head you're thinking, I fucking proved it. I'm the boss. Now that is not a good feeling, which I don't myself like about myself. And I know at that time that fuck, थोड़ा ज़्यादा fly कर रहा हूँ मैं, थोड़ा chill करना पड़ेगा. Book a flight to freaking Nepal. hang with my friends, bro, they ground me like you cannot imagine. You know, it's they just fucking tell me things which I need to hear, which are like full reality. You know, there's no point flying so high. It's not gonna take you anywhere. This is all pseudo. It's all materialistic. Come back to reality. This is what the real thing is. I'm so fucking lucky and thankful that I have people like that who can tell me that and, you know, like tune me, sync me out, completely sync me into the system when I start, you know, like getting egoistic or whatever it is, you know, we all are human.
Sorry.
कुछ लेते क्यों नहीं?
यार, I have a reflux.
Someone's remembering you very hard right now.
Definitely not in a good way. Definitely not in a good
Remembering, na. If they're remembering, it's always had to be something good that comes out of it, bro. Good way, bad way, तो बात की बात है. Remember किया मतलब.
Hey, Goose was just saying that he remembers us playing a back-to-back at Marbella, maybe long back, 2013-14. Did we have we done a back-to-back there or somewhere? He's saying it was quite good. I mean, it has to be two of the best DJs.
I'm sure. I'm trying to remember also. I have a vague picture in my head. I don't remember if it was Marbella or no. My memory is a little bit warped. I'm good.
He will know the place.
Are you
Yes. That wasn't Marbella. That was another place. Anki, for some time, internet hill gaya pura.
Control all dance.
Not Control or Dance. Vicky's place, man, in Morjim. What was it called?
Bardo.
Bardo.
The legendary Bardo, bro. Monday
Yeah,
Underground.
Bardo. Yes.
Monday Underground.
I remember that night. Yes, we were playing in there. Internet is patchy.
Yeah.
I must tell you one thing, that those who are not aware, me as a Clement is like more popular for all the commercial music that I do, and I have an alias called Bandra Local. In case you guys didn't know, please go on my Instagram, start following me. All right. So Bandra, Anki, I'm telling them about Bandra Local.
Go for it.
Is it your internet or is it mine?
I don't know. Again, it's do you want to this thing it? But now I can see you. Now it's fine.
Okay, great. So guys, Bandra Local, because you know what happened was Anki started hosting and programming, and I realized in Anki's lineups I am not there. Okay, so I had a very casual conversation with him. It's like, man, him and Nikhil and the guys, like, why am I not in your lineups, guys? All right, and they were like, man, as Clement, you're playing Shakira. We don't want you to be on our lineup, and Shakira lovers come over here. And that's when Bandra Local was created, and the first gig that I played as Bandra Local was in a Control All Dance at Marbella.
Yeah.
I remember that one, Anki.
Yeah, man. That was, I think, something that I'm very, very happy about, that, you know, the universe allowed us to, you know, create that. You know, there was right people came forward and gave me all the last minute support. It was made in 12 days, dude, the whole festival in 2013.
Yeah.
And man, incredible, and 100 DJs. And at that time, there was no real connect between cities, you know, like boys from Shillong didn't know boys from Chennai, boys from Hyderabad didn't know boys from Pune, you know, stuff like that. And in one junction, suddenly everyone, oh, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And today you see them, they're best of friends, you know, like, and they all kind of bring it up again and again that, you know, it was, we met here, we met here, we met at Control. That's one good thing that I'm very, very proud of. Unfortunately, I couldn't pursue it because that thing was taking a bit of a toll financially on my head, because it was not a It was that whole movement was not done for profits or anything. At that time, I think the country really needed a bit of influx because of there was too much influx of the international artists at that time. Suddenly, when the scene was not even taking off,
Yeah.
and to many of us, I think we felt the need that the that there was a certain amount of there was a lot of DJs who were already doing this for so many years, playing underground music, and they were the real catalysts that were converting the minds into the electronic form of music. And when the form actually had a space, there was no space for these guys in the scene. It was all ridden by the international big names. So people who played for 20 years or 15 years didn't even find themselves in the big lineups, in these big festivals or the big line or
And
whatever. So that's what drove
it's
me
amazing
at
how
that time. Yeah, go for it.
I hate when this happens. Internet is not
My internet is fine.
to play my first gig. You're back.
Huh? Yeah. I'm here only.
It patched.
Where will I go?
So I, forget the metropolitan cities. We are always doing the metropolitan cities. Uh, both of us have been fortunate enough to touch some 2-tier and 3-tier cities, and they have amazed us even more than the metropolitan cities. Like some of my
Yeah, bro.
favorite city, one of them is
Absolutely.
Shillong, Indore, and all
Absolutely.
of these places. Like Arpan, like seriously, when it comes when someone says Shillong, I straight away it's Arpan for me. You know. Um,
Shillong ka Raja.
Shillong ka Raja, yeah. Yeah. Tell me one thing. You played in Shillong, and I think you played even in Raipur. You know. Tell us
Yeah.
about like
Dude,
I haven't been to Raipur. My
this
friends.
is the 2-tier and the 3-tier cities is the reality. Let me tell you that. What are you seeing in these big cities and all that is just sort of a trending culture that everyone wants to be a part of. But in a 2 to 3 tier cities, number one, the access is the very limited forms of dancing to electronic music or having an electronic music realm around your life. The people are not, they don't talk about music and DJs and Ibiza and all of that in 2 to 3 tier cities as much as they do in the main cities.
Bigger cities.
So in those places, the emotion is so real, bro. Itna real hai कि I cannot even just define into words. Because all those people, whether it's Raipur, Shillong, Vizag, Nikolapur, name it, bro, Mangalore, Kochi, these are the places where every single person comes there with a vengeance.
Yeah.
कि आज तो तोड़ देंगे बेंचो. Sorry for my lingo.
It's fine. It's fine.
So that feeling is just outrageous, bro. That is a feeling which you have, which you don't even find in any of these Ibizas, Amsterdam, Berlins. It is full plastic compared to what we have in these 2 to 3 tier cities. You ask any of these legends like a Sven Väth or a Dixon or a Solomon, what were your more memorable gigs? And they will always pinpoint these first few gigs where they actually felt that pure, infectious, ruthless, unconditional energy from the crowd. And this is only possible in these 2 to 3 tier cities because they all come without any judgment in their head. They come open like an open book, because it's limited over there. The anticipation is so crazy. And when I was telling you, when I go to these places to play and how it excites me to see those people, most of these people are in 2 and 3 tier cities who actually form my excitement system. I'm Northeast. You cannot even imagine, bro, what it means to me.
Yeah.
It is a completely different realm. I don't know how, but I feel very strong, having them around in my life.
No, totally, man.
Similarly, the South, you know,
Kochi.
there's a Kochi, Mangalore, even for that matter, Chennai, and people from there. I mean, it's incredible how much pure, unconditional excitement and love they come up with. It's a you can pay and not get it, bro. You know, it's
Yeah.
like that. It's one of those emotions or feelings. You can pay thousands and lakhs of dollars, but you cannot get that feeling which you can see. You can feel it across the room. Wow, he was actually feeling it. You know, it's a 2 and 3 tier cities which are it's pure. You know, the hearts are pure. It's less corrupted. It's less. People don't have an opinion. The big city people, everyone's got an opinion. Obviously, they've seen so much. A human mind, there. You know, like mind starts thinking, I know it all. You know, so why the fuck? In these cities, the mind is still absorbing, and the heart is still more active. So they come up with a different energy into the clubs, and that's what makes it different, bro. The 2 tier and the 3 tier cities. I mean, we are so lucky to be seeing this. So lucky to be seeing this evolution. Trust me, man. There are no feelings which you get from going to a new place and just completely coming back out. I mean, I was in Kochi a few months ago, and dude, I mean, I can't put into words. Like, we could talk, you know, with boys. Boys are also a little shy and all that, you know, in these places, but we still hung around in one room, and we were just smiling and looking at each other. This feeling is great. Kitna acha lagta hai, you know, you feel like, okay, it's nursing everything, all your problems in life, all your heart aches and all that. It soothes when you're around these people. That's the magic of the 2 and 3 tier cities in India. So a big salute to everyone who are in these cities and are powering the music, the whole dancing movement, man. You guys have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, and
No
I have a
idea at
lot
all.
of I have a very different kind of respect. Not that the guys in the big cities are not struggling or whatever it is, but they still have the access. You know, I would tell you that because if anything big is happening, it's happening in these bigger cities, so the
Yeah.
access is there.
Yeah, yeah.
The kind of effort, the kind of um, uh, love that these 2, 3 tier city people have, it is on a different level because
Yeah.
they thrive so much for it. You know, they thrive so much
Yeah,
for it,
bro.
and like you said,
Yeah.
that there's that barrier. There's the barrier when one of us from a bigger city goes to that city. When you're face to face with them, they some of them don't even know what to say. They're like very tongue tied,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
It's just so filled with emotion ki matlab it just chokes. It's there, you know.
Yeah.
And then like that one hug or that one high five means
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just way too much, man. You
Yeah,
know, in the
yeah.
big cities, you know, it's like more
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever,
What's up, bro?
all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, dude.
so one of my faculty is from Raipur. So is one of my students. So they over here, they loved having you over there, and they wanted to know what your experience is, right? So I think, man, they are going to be super happy with what you have to think about these cities.
Yeah,
On that
just
note, when we started, you know, when we started for at least a decade, we were always so influenced by the outside culture, like the European culture, the US culture, mostly European and stuff. So many things we would want to see and do in our life. And now you have brought a lot of these guys over here, and you know, you hosted them and all that stuff. And one of the Godfathers, what was it like to be playing around with playing in the same console when these guys were here, like Sven Watt and all these guys? Tell me a little bit
bro,
about
I
that,
think
man.
people do not really uh gauge. I mean, they're underestimating the magnitude of these arrivals into our country. Whether it's a Sven Wath, whether it's a Dixon, whether it's, you know, I've seen the hysteria they create in places they play. I've been little lucky or fortunate enough to find myself closer to them in these European gigs. While probably I've gotten a backstage access or something, and I've noticed what it means, you know, like to have uh, a guy. I'll give you a small example. When Hernan Cattaneo was down, uh, we we took him all around. You know what kind of a god he is for this music, all
No
right?
doubt.
However, people might not know. I mean, people who are in the music today in the last 3, 4 years don't know his stature or where he comes from and what kind of power he has, you know. There were people who had flown down from Argentina to Delhi to see him for a gig. Why? Because the club is closer and we might be able to see him close. You know, because I can see him right across the thing.
Just a few feet away.
Yeah. Whereas if he was playing in Argentina, a crowd of 40,000 people, he's somewhere, like a fucking 500 meters away. And he's looking, he looks to you through, he's looking at you through the screens. You can't really see the real Hernan, barely. You see someone wearing shades and playing. So this dude came back all the way and I met him on the dance floor. And I could see him. He's so hysterical. He had his phone on live and he had about 20 friends who were on the other side of the thing. And they were constantly there for 3 hours. And he's just crying and dancing. And I couldn't help myself. I walked to him first. I called him gave him a big hug. Hey, brother, I'm Anki. Who are you? This, that. And he's like, I've come to see him. I was like, you mean you've come to Delhi only to see this guy? He's like, yes. I was like, oh man. I said, okay, don't go anywhere after the party. Okay. So he's like, okay, cool. We went back. Hernan's playing. Gig's over. Now I catch his hand and I'm like, let's go to the after party. Bro, he froze over there for a second. He's like, is Hernan going? I'm like, yeah, of course. He froze. He's like, no, I can't go there. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, no, he's a god. I can't go to this after party. He's like, don't worry about it, bro. Just come with me. And he's there. Hernan is there. And this guy has come. He's become red. All right. The pink face has become full red. He's sitting quietly in his seat, not saying a word. For 45 minutes, Hernan hung in that room. He didn't say a word. Hernan said goodnight, everyone, went to his room. This guy fell on the ground and he started crying, bro. He started howling.
It's kind of giving me like all jittery feelings and like
fucking howling, bro. I'm like, what? First we got scared, dude. Me, Alia, Imran, few of us, our friends were there. He's like, oh fuck, what the hell happened to him? Did he take something? And I held him. He's like, bro, you okay? He's shivering and all that. He's crying. He's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Bro, I think, don't worry. It is Hernan. And he just kept singing his praises and, it was just incredible, dude. It just, I don't know. I never experienced anything of that level. So when these guys come here, people do not know like where they come from, what sort of a story they have of their lives. To touch crores of people's life without even saying a word is something incredible. It is the superpower that the superheroes have. When you don't have to say anything and yet you change them and influence them to this level, man, that's the inspiration that we kind of seek. That's the inspiration that I want to, even 1% of that, if I'm able to, leave behind as a legacy, man, fucking hell, job done.
Job
done.
And I think it's so worth it also because sometimes, like a big, bow down to all those fans actually who,
dude.
time and again, show your appreciation, without any hesitation. Every time they're out there, Anki, I see.
My boys are here from Nepal. This Mavericks G, yo, Tricks. This Mavericks G is a fucking rock star, dude. When you say rock star, no, they did redefine the whole term. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah, I know. These guys are nuts, dude. They're like all out,
Bro, another level, man. ये कुछ और ही clay से बना है ये लोग.
चलो सही है.
बहुत hard है. He's my brother. Big love. Gauri, if you can hear me.
You're sitting on the outdoor. I can see that it's slowly setting. So, Anki, how time has gone by? I don't know. We are like 1 hour, 20 minutes into the session. And it's amazing. I have a few questions.
My puppy is here also. Hi, Jedi. Hi, cutie. He's messaging me on Instagram. My puppy has an Instagram account called Jedi Shetty. Not my puppy, but I'm the godfather.
Jedi Shetty, the puppy. Who's writing for Jedi?
Jedi himself. Let's believe in that.
Yeah. So tell me one thing. if it was not for DJing at that time, if you thought like if this would not, it's work for you, it's a different thing. If it hadn't,
Yeah.
did you have something
Cricket.
else in mind?
I would be playing IPL, bro.
Arre, no. Huh?
Boss, I've had Lagan movements and all that. I've taken my kitchen team from my hotel, taken part in a national tournament, and fucking won the cup in Nepal. People still know that. People who
Oh,
had never
wow.
held a bat, I trained them in 1 month, and we won a fucking tournament where the national players were playing in the big hotels, Indian embassies, and blah and blue and all that. And we would go there like with 5,000 rupee, one kit for all players, ek pad pen ke jana hai. So I would be a cricketer, dude. We
Oh,
was
wow.
born. I've led lives you cannot imagine for cricket. What all I've done, it's insane. Also,
So I would still be in Wankhede, possibly DJing some Bollywood music, and Anki would be
I'd
some
be
rock
slamming
star,
it, dude.
you know, in one of the
Yeah,
teams.
dude. 100%,
Yeah.
100%. That was my backup plan anyways. But उस समय cricket में भी कुछ नहीं था ना. Only galis used to get from everywhere. Wasting your life, wasting your life.
Yeah, man, cricket is now like to a different ball game, man. It's like,
Yeah, it's incredible.
yeah,
It's incredible. It's a great sport and great sport in our country, and I think it just charges everyone, dude. You put two enemies in one team, and they become friends. It has that much power.
I can feel Anki's frozen, so I don't know whether it's my internet again or.
Are you there?
Uh,
Your internet, buddy. I'm good. You're freezing. Am I freezing too?
yeah, for me, you're freezing, and for you, I'm freezing. We're both freezing हो रहा है यार. I think we're just too cool. We're just too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just
But-
put on some light here. Hold on.
Yeah, if you have some.
Yeah.
Let there be light. Guys, whoever is here, whoever you guys over here, thanks for tuning in, man. Like, we didn't expect this. Thought it'll be like roughly around 40, 50 minutes, maximum an hour. But we've crossed about 1 hour, 20 minutes right now, and you guys are still here. Thank you for all that appreciation and love, and for staying over here. And Anki, man, some fabulous insights, like some things that even I didn't know about. Yeah, like even this cricket and stuff like that. I think we can go on and on if we had to continue with this chat. There's one thing I want to know, and there's one thing a lot of them. While you're dancing, what are those funny faces around?
That's how I feel, bro, from inside. My dancing is from my heart, man. You know, I'm a dancer first and anything else. I'll tell you a very funny story from Turkey, Izmir, where I was playing Tree of Life. You know, so my first festival outside, so we went in a bunch, like 10, 15 of us, went to this absolute remote region in the south of Turkey. And there was a festival by the Israelis, and there were also a lot of Greeks and Iranians and, you know, all of them. And you could feel it. It's one of those hardcore festivals, you know. So we found a camping ground which was like really far away somewhere, you know, it was just not sorted at all in this festival. And, you know, because nobody really goes from this part of the world to those festivals. So initially there was a lot of sort of how do I explain it? I would not say not friendly, but it was like a cold sort of attitude which people had because no one wanted to break the ice. We tried, you know, we went to them and spoke hello, and nobody really gave any whatever. You guys must be from wherever, this, that, blah, blah, blah. What happened when we tried making friends? It didn't work, nothing. In the night, when the festival started, I remember Aja was playing there. I'm a psychedelic boy also I love that music. And I wanted to dance in that festival. I just come out of a breakup, I think. And it was, for me, it was about just taking everything out through my dancing, you know. And I started the night at some 11 p.m. and I danced till 10 a.m. All right. Without taking breaks or anything. Just went on a single trot. Okay. In the morning, bro, I was going to the loo, to the restroom. And while I was walking from the dance floor to the restroom, from across, from the other side of the thing, started bowing down to me, dude. They're like, Baba, 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 and all that. I was like, whoa, what the fuck happened, man, overnight? Yesterday, these guys were not even talking to us. Kya ho gaya? I go to the loo and I see myself. I had beard and mustache and all that heavy those days. My whole hair, mustache, beard is white because there was sawdust on the dance floor. And I've stomped for 10 hours and all that sawdust is all over my body. I'm looking like a white hedgehog. I've seen myself, I'm looking super funny. And then people realize that this motherfucker has just danced for the last 10 hours. And it just broke. We were invited. I made friends with Skins and, you know, crazy DJs and Aja and this and that. Everybody. So my dancing is on that level, bro. I can just close my eyes and not give a fuck about left and right or front and back. The music is good, boss. I dance. बहुत मजा आता है मुझे. And then those tunes and those, you know, I play music also, which I think in my head, and I'm a certain sound. I'll know, okay, if this sound, if I drop it, I know the vibes between this guy and that girl is gonna be a little bit more stronger. They're gonna come close to each other. Or these people who are in the fifth row will come on the first row. You know, things like these. It's funny how
Wow.
how sounds
A lot of
have
insight,
that
man.
much
Anki.
strength.
I really like.
Yo, you there? Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Ah, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't know. My internet is
Hear me?
just behaving like. I'm surprised. I don't know what to do anymore about this internet.
I think there's too much information for today. And internet is also like, क्या हो रहा है भाई? इधर तो wavelength heavy हो गया है.
But I think, yeah, I think you know what, we'll do another session another time. It has been an honor actually for me also to have this chat with you, Anki. I'm not even
No
kidding.
man,
I
honor's
really,
all mine. Really.
it is amazing, and all these people who have been glued over here and who have been our friends for a long time, some of them who have become friends here today. Thank you all. Thank you for staying online. Please follow.
Big
I mean,
love.
yeah. Please follow the music school, whoever's here, because I keep hosting these sessions with all my friends, and there is so much to learn from these guys. Just like, you know, I mean, when we are up there on the stage and we leave, we don't really get an opportunity to be ourselves over there. I mean, be ourselves as in like we don't get opportunity to share each other's stories. And on that note, Anki, I really want to say thank you to you from the behalf of the
Big
music
love, my
school.
bro.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
my entire team, Karthik. Karthik, I mentioned your name today. Digvijay, Kunal, Asrar, Goose, Shine,
They're doing something incredible, dude. Incredible.
Heslin, all of these boys. Thank you.